part 2. Producer dude says, don't believe the hype of the sequel, except for in this case, spinner video part 2. We had so many tips and tricks and things that left over that we're gonna have them in another, and fish catches, of course. So make sure you enjoy here our part 2 of the spinner melee. Producer dude says, we got tons.
Back at the spot?
Yeah, we're pretty close. I mean, you can see there's a bunch of fish there. Mark, I'm going 30 miles an hour. It's game on. Minn Kota Altera, put her down. Don't even have to go in the front of the boat. Put it in rabbit mode. Turn that boat quick. Boat control really is the key to this deal, 100%. So it's the Minn Kota electric motor, but then also the drift bags, which we are dangerously close to needing here. If we weren't going a little faster with those heavier weights, we would definitely need them. But it's just that they're low maintenance. Low maintenance is good because you got to be able to do multiple things at one time. And again, the efficiency really is the key deal to this. It really is. The faster you can go, the more you can catch them. You got to make it like a production line a little bit, so your stuff's not getting tangled. You can get things out. You know, having some extra rod holders, it really matters. I promise you, my layout of rod holders is well thought out, and there are no extras here that I don't need. And I'm gonna get the net ready. Just, that's maybe a little cocky, but I am by myself, so it'd be a little difficult. Oh, yeah, we got one on the deep line. Deep line going. So this is our deepest line. And he is just swimming right with us. I don't think it's a giant, but I think it'll make a sandwich. This thing is completely swimming right with us. Okay. A little harder netting by yourself with those big old long leaders I like on the spinners. Fish number 1. And it was not a giant, and we knew it from the start, but it helps key us in. So we're gonna set this one back down where we were, but I think one of the most important things when guys are using spinners is you just need to reel slow. Everybody always wants to reel too fast in the boat. You just want to keep them tight. So you're not reeling slow to reel slow, but you just don't want to rip the hooks out. We're not using giant things. This is really like a power finesse combination deal. And if you reel really fast, most of the time you're going to rip the hooks out at some point. And so you just want to basically pace the fish. And a lot of guys I see them just barely turning, and they're like, well, you said go slow, but you got to keep them tight, because just like that fish, that last one there, he's a little one, but we had to keep him when he was swimming with, and he stopped. He's swimming with. So we need to make sure we were basically just taking up the slack, essentially, is all we're doing. So producer dude, we said we were going to donkey hunt. I don't know that this is a donkey, but what we did was I definitely deepened them up a little bit.
You're interrupting my sandwich break.
Yeah, you know, I started doing the peanut butter too. You've been a peanut butter guy for a long time. I used to be, and I switched to chicken, as you know. But I've been doing the peanut butter thing as of late. Ah! This one is not the donkey we're after, but it's the right flavor. You know, when I talk about following the fish, you can see that one is on that inside board. Now he's way over here, probably 10, 12 feet. That's why you want to follow him, because if you were pointing the rod and pulling like Bill Dance style on him, that fish would be underneath the boat and I would be crossed over. I would have no control, where I could just easily take that slack up as that fish swam over there. And it makes it a whole lot easier. Because they are banging, they're getting feisty. It's not a giant, but he thinks he is. Good gracious. Wowzers. Luckiest walleye in Lake Erie. Right, cheers. So I use a couple different setups with my spinners. Most of them are 2 hooks. Okay, so it doesn't really matter ultimately. But you want to come through that front hook, through the worm, pretty close to the nose. It doesn't need to be right on, I don't fight that. But here's the big deal. I'm left-handed, so it looks a little backwards. But you want to stretch that worm out and make sure that that hook gets in there, boom, like that. And not the other way around. Don't put it in right where it wants to go in. Little tip, big deal, because that crawler's not going to get all twisted, so that when you put that in the water, see if we can get that, producer dude. When that's in the water, boom, it's all straight and it doesn't curl up and roll on the hooks and be a big ball, because that crawler wants to knot up. He doesn't like being out there. You know, those deeper leads, I'm about to make a little micro change here. As we just kind of got set up, producer dude's eating his lunch, even though it's like breakfast time. We got going a little faster. The wind has picked up, the current and the wind has changed. So I'm gonna need to slow us up a little bit. I'm gonna, oh, there we go, outside board. Whoa, we're on them. So that's gonna actually change where our lures are really running. So, you know, let's say 30 back is not the same as 30 back was. So you see that outside board, it's straight up out of sight. So a little tech tip, here's what I'm gonna do, because I'm by myself. You guys that fish by yourself, or you got a buddy that you look like you're fishing by yourself because he ain't much help, we all know. Sometimes that's Country Steve. Some days, I'm just saying, gonna pick on the guy that's not here. But what I'm gonna do is, boom, this inside board was probably gonna be a nightmare. So boom, I'm gonna swap that over because that fish that we just had. So before I even start reeling, because that one is digging pretty good, I'm gonna get this inside over here. So now I got everything fishing, and I got one out of the way, so it's a twofold win. And that way, I do that even when I'm guiding and I got people to reel, because now I can set that other line basically inside of that. So you got more stuff working. I mean, that's the key to this deal. This one's gonna make it challenging. We might have a tangle. This fish just gave up on us here. Today's been a really good example of like the reeling pace. Like I see so many guys get in my boat, and by so many I mean like 90-some%. And they just crank away. They don't pay attention. They're looking all around. It's like the most important part. And you have to pace these fish and don't reel too fast. There becomes a point you just have to realize that threshold, and it's gonna change from day to day depending on how much they fight. But these fish are like fighting, then giving up, fighting, then giving up. And so when they give up, you got to reel a little faster, just simply, we got another one on the outside, just simply to take up the slack. They're swimming ahead of you. So, oh boy, out of sight of gone out there. The outside board is just buried. Producer dude, I feel like we've earned ice cream today.
I Yeah, you have.
I mean, this is not going to win any awards. It's about a 17 incher, maybe 18. But big or small, we love them all. I mean, that would make an excellent sandwich if you're into that kind of thing. Oh, look at this thing. Now this got donkey potential. That thing's, he's like clearing out on himself. So here's what I'm gonna do. We didn't know this was gonna happen. I'm gonna put the one we just put on that side, I'm gonna put it back. Because we only got one rod on the other side, so this is gonna help me clear this one out. So kind of the opposite of what we just did, you never know. Again, once you only got one pair of hands, we're gonna fly this one over. So if this makes sense to you guys, we're gonna get that inside one that, you know, definitely the most chance of tangling or just getting in our way. And then also at the same time, I'm gonna get more lines on the other side so I can set a lot faster. Just allows a lot more options. So those outside boards, when the fish kind of decide to give up, can be kind of challenging. Oh yeah, this one.
This is the one.
Well, it's nice. I'm not sure if it's just like a Ross fish, you know, it's long and skinny and got a lot of attitude and thinks it's big. Or if it's like a Country Steve where it's not as big as it used to be.
Post spawn.
Producer, dude, that's wrong, but it's so right. Look, we got another one outside over there. Man, we're just blowing up here. This is naughty. These outside boards, it's like for you not so young people, it's like a long distance phone call. Do you remember those?
I do, because I'm older than you.
Yeah, obviously. Mm-hmm.
It was always a good excuse too, like when you didn't want to talk to your grandma anymore, you're like, yeah, call's getting kind of expensive.
Wow, you put a price on your grandma, producer, dude? Damn!
Now nobody understands that.
So, I hate to interrupt grandma, but see where this board is at right now. If that inside board, if I hadn't moved it out of the way, we would have been right over the top of that line. Chance of tangling, very good. Because just the way that these fish, you know, paying attention to every bite that you get, these fish have been crossing over. When I do this, you watch, yep, he's already halfway over there. These fish, because of the current and the waves, he's already behind the boat. So, whoa. Dude, this thing's naughty. I don't know what he is, but it's nice. Ooh, ooh, took some drag out of the Dakota. Now he's coming back. Again, why it's so important to follow these fish, go where they go. It's kind of like walking a pit bull that's not trained. They just go where they want to go and you kind of just try to keep up, basically. 2 feet, here we go. Oh, it's a nice walleye. Thing was ripping, stripping, dripping. What? Oh! Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa! Did you see that flip?
He popped right out of the net.
I'm not gonna lie to you, that's why I really do not like the rubber nets, but they're kind of handy when you're by yourself. That was a naughtiness right there. That was naughty. Yeah, there's the reason I do not like those rubber nets, but they are handy when you're by yourself. We're gonna let the luckiest walleye go, assuming it's okay. Oh yeah, he's kicking good. But we've got another one. Producer dude, I'm gonna let you see this up close. How feisty this little fella is. Producer dude, we're gonna make one little circle back there because it was so naughty. We had no lines left. So we're gonna try it one more time, see if we can catch a real donkey. Donkey of all donkeys, and that's it. Then we're done. Ice cream.
All right, that's good.
Ice cream for breakfast.
I don't want to sit up here. So.
I would love for you to sit up there.
No.
My insurance guy and your, like,
And my being pretty wet. Okay.
yeah, this is either the donk of all donks. We gave the 2-minute call for producer dude. And this thing's underwater. I did a little turn, little tweaking with the Minn Kota here, and the fish bit. Don't be afraid to do little S turns or monkey with the speed a little bit. That's what's so nice about the Minn Kota remote. This thing's naughty, it's heavy. Whatever it is, oh my. Oh my. Producer dude, there is so much pressure on here. I don't even know what to compare it to. It is loaded down.
State record.
Is it the donkey of all donkeys, or is it the sheep of all sheep? Or a cat? I told you guys we had a giant catfish a few weeks ago. I mean, like 20-something giant. Giant. And of course, God, this thing is just being, well, cranky. Being nice and patient, even though you're not going to see half of this because producer dude's going to do that thing with the rewind button right about now. All you got to see is my booty there. I saw you looking, producer dude, and you other sickos on the tube. This is the right one. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, this is a donkey. And we knew it from the start. Okay, maybe we didn't.
I was just gonna say.
Maybe we didn't.
Did you?
No. No. Let me just say, I felt like they always are, but it took that board so hard that, like, in good conscience, you couldn't say, but it is. Dude, it's a giant. It's a giant. And he is just not ready, man. I got the sinkers right here. This is where those longer leaders that I like are not helpful. Oh, no, he's hooked in the head.
Ooh.
Oh, we got another one on though, producer dude. Producer dude, look at that other board going. Woo!
We thought we were 2 minutes away from being done.
We were 2 minutes away. Luckiest one. He's out. Can you see all the way out there with that fancy camera of yours, producer dude? Boom, little pod. Gonna take a quick picture of that little release there, a little sonar Sunday for all you guys. One of them hooks came out and got in his head, and ooh wee, this one's another heavy one though. Oh my. That's why that patience, you know, a lot of guys would have been real hard on that. fish would have come off and all that weight we had, you thought you lost a giant. It was a nice fish, don't get me wrong. But you gotta go slow when that's what they dictate. Woo. Okay, a lot of weight here, producer dude, and I'm not talking about my belly. Man, these fish, when that water gets warm, they just really start fighting. I mean, I already know the jokes with my buddies, walleyes don't fight. Well, come actually catch some real ones. They do. They do. And especially when this water starts to get warm. And you're not fishing really fast. You know, if you're fishing really fast, that can pop them up and get them on the surface and they kind of just give up. But oh, just a donk. Oh, nice. Oh boy. This might be one of the, I mean, oh, we got another one. Got another one on the only rod out there. Hoo-wee. Oh my. Producer, dude, what are we doing?
We were trying to go home, but then you started catching
We were
fish.
trying to go home, but we left lines in the water and it doesn't work out so good. We got another one on here. We're gonna keep this one just for giggles for a minute. Let producer dude. I better get this out just in case I need it. Just a really good grade. You know, we wanted to do something a little different today. This was honestly kind of a gamble because we've been fishing elsewhere. And, you know, there's fish that are I call them measure fish. You know, they're maybe 16, 17 inches. You get some junk mixed in. This was a big gamble today. And it's hard to abandon something that's working so well. But we did it and it paid off. Got to trust those electronics. You have to. This one's not the biggest one we've caught. That was a triple. We went down to 4 lines, producer dude, just because. Oh my. Whoa. Remember Joey? Whoa.
That was my exact thought. Glossy.
Was that what that was?
That was what the show was called.
Oh. See, I wouldn't have known that part.
And now she's the host of Jeopardy. You know that?
No kidding. Now that would be a meme, you know? Whoa!
I think it probably is.
It probably is, yeah. Well, here's the deal. We just finished on a triple. Producer dude said, you don't have to work anymore, which I'm very, very kind. Appreciate that.
Until this afternoon.
Yeah, we're doubling down all the time. Make sure you check out our videos, our podcast. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Bigwater Fishing, bringing you all kinds of content. We got cooking stuff on there. We got fishing reports. We got tip videos. We've got out fishing on the lake videos. What do we not have, producer dude?
Gardening.
We don't have gardening. No. Till the next episode, we out.